Maintaining your lawn the right way this fall starts with Lowe's, because Lowe's has the grass seed and fertilizer perfect for your growing area, and the know-how to help you do it right. And at great savings, like up to $15 off select Scott's grass seed. And save $5 on a 12.5-pound bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard Fall Lawn Food, now $14.97. For all your fall projects, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Valid through 10/2. Selection and availability vary by location, U.S. only.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I am a spiritual counselor, minister, founder of Kapahuna, film producer, web designer, web developer, artist, rapper, dude, and I'm just another dude. But I wanted to invite you with me to discover our emotions and discover our consciousness. There are certain aspects that I think are very important, and it would be responsible of us and mature of us to look at them and talk about them. I wanted to talk about the natures of evil. And generally, that's not something we want to look at, right? But it's important, we do. When it comes to wounds, it takes giving it attention and awareness. That's how we heal. If you don't give a wound care and awareness, then it could get infected. We don't want that. So if we're going to talk about evil, I think it's very important that we talk about what is good. We see that in our nature as humanity. We aim to love. We aim to be compassionate. We aim to care. And we value these things. These things are how we term beauty, harmony. And it's how we aim to live our lives. And the aim itself shows our nature. Even if you take elements to where you might say that a person aims to be dark or evil, well, doesn't that always come from a place of a wound or a self-denial or a socially brainwashed element? So I believe that a lot of the things that we could claim as evil, we should see more as efforts to heal. And a lot of the things that we claim as laws or rules that are just social elements, social aspects that we think are true, aren't true at all. Simple things. I don't really believe in evil as a opposite to good. You can have a cup and you can fill it with milk, and you can have an empty cup. But you could fill that cup with all kinds of things. The lack of the milk does not make it opposite of milk. You still have the whole form. You still have the whole element. And that's very dependent. All of these things are very dependent. You got a bird can fly, but a fly can't bird. That's basically a thing that we kind of has fallacy in a lot of times. We'll think, oh, if I try to approach that person and give them love, they won't accept it. Or if I do this or come with my sincerity, then they'll just attack. Now, the thing is that that's true in a lot of cases. It's been a socially implemented thing, and a lot of us we go along with the flow. We think this is how we're supposed to be, and these are the actions that we're supposed to take because everybody else does them. And I would ask, is that authentic of us? Is that our true self? And I would state and argue that no, it's not. In our aim towards love, in our aim towards harmony, it shows what our true self is. Even in the sense of aiming away from the chaos and the pain and suffering. We have the aim. And the aim is everything. And we should aim. Otherwise, we go in cycles, and that's what we have right now. Cycles. This is a very elemental thing, and I mean that in all the pun of it, in astrology. Now, I know that not everybody believes in astrology, but that's okay, because you don't really have to. The chart itself, if we even just look at the chart, without looking or thinking about there needing to be anything outside of just that image, it shows a clear map of the human experience, the human from birth to death, the human emotional responses, the human perspectives and values, and the blind spots they all have from each sign. Because the exact opposite sign has opposite values. So when we look at it like that, we see that our values are all true and simultaneously, ironically, not. Because as we hold on to them egotistically, we specifically lose sight of what is true on the opposite end. Now, this doesn't get us anywhere. But you find that if you have faith in exactly what you do not see, exactly what the person that's arguing with you does see, and you have faith, okay, maybe the fight and the argument is completely miscommunication, misunderstanding. And even if I am right in what I say with the logic, obviously if we're fighting, then we're both wrong. Because this is not ideal. Ideal is peace. The ideal is harmony. The ideal is clear communication. I like to say that if we cannot explain a thing, then we do not understand it. And if we do not try, that's even worse. It's a very important thing to take the responsibility to communicate, to have the courage. We have to have the courage for each other. Because don't we want that from others? A lot of times we need that. A lot of times when we're in our moments of ego and blame and just chaos in our mind, we can feel our hearts kind of cry out, can't we? Just wanting, wishing to connect. Maybe not all of us, but I believe that it is there. And if you seek to feel it, you will. But there's a thing that gets in the way. This is the nature of evil. Because we don't want to look at us being wrong. Right? Now, a virtuous and a humble, caring person, while caring and humble and virtuous in that moment, because I want to reiterate, there are no good or bad people. We're all always trying to balance in between. And the nature of nature is change. And everything changes. So it's very important that we do not try to blame or judge or pin anybody as being inherently evil. Because we take a chance every single time we do that. we gamble. We gamble with taking the chance of punishing an innocent person. Now, I want to remind everybody that we don't see a person's perspective unless we empathize, unless we have good communication. If there is arguing by default, then you do not understand. Simple as that. And if two are not working together, then you do not have depth. Simple as that. With the greater amount of people working together in harmony, caring, loving, and having blind faith, that's the amount of depth that they can have, that they do have, that we have. Right now, I know it's, well, there's a lot of egos. Everybody has ego. It's just there. There's also the false ego, which is really just a bunch of illusions. We don't all share the same false ego things, too. We don't all share the same values. For me, personally, I do not mind at all challenging authority. Now, that can be my downfall sometimes, yeah, especially in communication. And I've noticed that a lot, too, in social media sometimes, because when I'm asking for perspectives, sometimes I come off authoritative, but it's not meant to be that. It's just how it's how I understand that I would answer, you know, and we all have our ways. It doesn't mean I like to debate. It just means I do not fear it. There really is no reason to fear it. In fact, it becomes a social responsibility. And I would say that we should seek to find where we're wrong. It's important. We grow when we find out where we're wrong. When we face where we're wrong, well, then we take the opportunity to see each other and to find more harmony. When we won't admit or understand or choose to see, and I know this is a very human nature thing, because we feel the element, we feel the emotion, and we don't like it. We want to look away. It's called cognitive dissonance, and it's not just of the mind. I know in psychology we use it as a term that we think of it just as the thing about the brain, but it's not at all, and it's obvious. It starts at the heart, up to the mind. See, the heart is aiming. The heart is always aiming. The heart is aiming to the truth. But we have our conditions and our conditionings.
Yeah. Conditioned thought. Okay, Sean.
No, you could if you wanted to say anything, because I could always edit whatever.
There's like I'd like you to read a letter that I wrote years and years ago.
I would like you to read it.
Now, we got the same voice. People are gonna think you're editing.
No. I'd rather you read it, but no. I don't know.
Okay,
It's
pause
good.
it then.
Yeah, we can pause it.
I gotta find it. Here.